One Piece. Bass boosted.
So we're gonna.
Yo, I have to. This literally, not afraid to say it. This is one of my favorite One Piece chapters in like the last year. This is what I've been needing, bro. Like I needed it.
I really feel like you say that a lot. Like that sounds like deja vu.
No.
Look at the
Man, come on now. Like there's something like I didn't like. Okay, let's talk about some. I want to prove to you that this is different. Okay, like Yasue's death. It was a good moment, but it was like whatever. Fucking like Zoro fighting Killer when we didn't know it was Killer. Okay, whatever. All the jail stuff. It was funny. It was fun. I loved watching Queen fight Big Mom. I wasn't like best ever. No, this is huge because it's the first time in years that we've had the whole Straw Hat crew back together, just being their wacky selves. And this is what made me fall in love with the series to begin with. Them as a family, their dynamics, they're just them chilling together. I love it. So yes, fuck you. Don't you dare. Anyway, I got to be careful because people will think I'm a narcissist.
Oof. That's funny. Oh God, these comments we get are just so hilarious. They're just so funny. I love the comments that we get.
That's the best part of being a YouTuber.
The one who's not Thurman is like a narcissist,
The one who's not Thurman sounds like a narcissist.
We got
Thurman, you should print that up, put it on your wall.
We got the Chainsaw Man people thinking, got mad at us,
Yeah, because we dared to say maybe it'll end within 100 chapters, and they were like, no! Like we're some arbiters of truth that descended.
That's just so funny. Ever since starting this channel, it's like working retail, right? You never realize how bad retail is until you start working there. And then when you become a YouTuber, you kind of realize, like, it's fun, but I think one of the best parts is just laughing at the comments you get.
Exactly. That's why I love Nux Taku's way of looking at this. Just laugh at toxicity. Don't get mad at it. Laugh at it. It's such a freeing thing to do.
It's just so funny. It's hilarious. So, One Piece. So, so it's confirmed. I was proven wrong. Oda putting Usopp on the sidelines.
The weak trio.
Oda said, "Hockey who?" He was like, "Usopp getting stronger with hockey." No. Like,
you realize that will come, right? Like, it's not just gonna be like, I have it now. Like, bruh.
Like, I love it because
hockey blooms on the battlefield, friend.
It's confirmed. This is confirming. Oda is confirming to us who are the strongest of the crew are.
Oh yeah,
bro. Robin is stronger than Nami, Usopp, and Chopper.
You better have known that.
Think about that.
There was a point where Robin was like second, third strongest on the crew. Like, when Robin first joined, she was literally right below Crocodile in that organization. She was bro. I never had any doubt that Robin was a fighter on the crew. It's just that Oda has this thing where he barely ever puts her in a fight.
So we have our generals right
now. Yeah. Yes.
So look at this. It's crazy. You know what this means? In the order, Oda is subconsciously putting us in the order of strongest to weakest.
Incorrect.
Yes. Yes, bro.
So okay, wait, let me look at this. So we got Luffy, Jinbei, Zoro, Brook, Robin, Sanji.
Yep, it's confirmed. Oda is God. Oda.
I was wondering why Sanji was so low. I was like, how are you gonna do Luffy, Jinbei, Zoro, and then where the fuck's Sanji?
Yo, your boy's taking that L.
I'm sorry, who has the lowest bounty of the big three right now?
But who's weaker than Brook and
That's what I've said Robin? Is a fact. You're bullshitting.
Nah, bro. Oda's giving us this juicy tips right now. You know how Oda's writing is.
Oh my, yeah. This is gonna be on the like chapter details.
To be fair to my own fandom, Zoro took that L too, because how in the hell have you been Luffy's best friend, his second in command for almost like 30 years.
I'm sorry,
and
what?
Jinbei
You mean our time?
Yeah, our
Okay.
time. And Jinbei just shows up like a chapter ago, and
Yeah,
he's already
Jinbei is kind
above
of that. He is kind of that asshole right now, isn't he? Like, have you
Bro.
ever had that where you're chilling in the lunchroom with your friend or whatever, and some new fuck comes up, and like your friend's only talking to that one, and they're never talking to you? Like, it's like,
Yeah, oof.
You a little
So,
pissed? Yeah.
talking about, does Jinbei just cuck Zoro? Is this another Senku, another like Taiju Senku situation
Now, speaking of cucking,
right now?
you want to talk? I mean, if we're gonna do equal cuckage right here, if Zoro got cucked, Sanji also got cucked. Because if you go and look at the first page here of this chapter, look at Sanji's reaction to the women hugging up on Jinbei. Look at him; he's shocked.
Oh, it's Carrot and Nami. Ooh, shit.
Right, and Sanji is a confirmed furry. We saw him how he was Garachuing all over the place, and so.
Got to the.
It's not even a furry thing. Sanji's just all women. Like, if you're a woman and you're not Big Mom.
Yeah. Does that make him an incel because he doesn't like Big Mom?
No, you're misunderstanding what incel means. I think he's just probably a man who has his what he thinks is attractive.
I'm using incel unironically because a lot of people like to do that on the
Thurman, your joke fell apart. Thurman, you gotta stop. Oh my god.
No, never. The jokes never stops. Anyway.
So, I want to go into, first of all, those action panels were amazing. I knew something special was happening when each Straw Hat, obviously besides the Weak Trio, God bless the Weak Trio, they have their purpose, you understand. People forget sometimes, genuinely people forget this sometimes. They forget that this isn't just Dragon Ball Z. They all have a purpose on the crew. You are aware of this, correct? Like Chopper, even if he's not fighting, he's still more useful than like half the crewmates. You are aware of this, right? Just by the fact that he's a doctor. You are aware of this, right?
It's crazy because Oda, like, it's crazy that people would consider Chopper like one of the Weak Trio because Chopper has literally walked up with the best of them. Like, one of my favorite moments is Chopper was with the Monster Trio walking up to Frankie's house.
Yep.
All badass.
Absolutely.
Like, bro, like Oda, I don't know what is it with Oda. Sometimes, like, Oda can be inconsistent sometimes with badass moments with characters because it's just like Chopper. If we actually taken like the serious moments like seriously, Chopper would not be the Weak Trio. Like Chopper would literally replace like Robin or Frankie.
Well, no, I mean, I don't think any of the people hiding on the ship right now are weak. The difference is it's not a matter of if they're weak or not. It's a matter of if they're brave or not. And like when you like think of the Weak Trio right now, the ones hiding on the ship, like you or me. In certain moments, like do or die moments, if your mom's getting fucking like about to get run over by a car, you might, without thinking about it, jump out and fucking try to save her, right? But like if you're with a bunch of people that are like 20 times stronger than you, and they're like, all right, we're going to jump over there and take care of business, are you going to follow them? No, you'll be like, all right, you guys got this. Clearly, like, I know I would. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, it's not a matter of them not being, like, strong or weak or, you know, it's a more of a, they are the kind of people that, like, if they don't have to put themselves in danger, they're not going to. You have the reckless ones, right? Like, I think there was a tweet that called them the meatheads. You know, like, the ones that jumped out, clearly, they just don't care. They're like, yeah, they're all down for jumping into danger. These ones, they're just kind of more tactical, more smart. You know, they just think about things before they do it, in my opinion.
I can dig that.
Because, like, let's remember what Nami did. Nami now has Zeus. Do you remember what she did with Zeus last arc? It was ridiculous. She formed, like, a huge crater in the dirt. She sunk Big Mom into, like a mile into the ground. Obviously didn't hurt Big Mom because Big Mom's Big Mom, but, like, fuck. That was one hell of an attack.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Well, I hope that you're not, because I know some people will interpret it this way, and I hope that you aren't interpreting it this way. It's not that Oda's trying to, like, inconsistent. In my opinion, I don't think this is an inconsistency. I'll call out inconsistencies if I think they're there. I think this is more of just, Oda, whenever you're writing a character, you have to think, what would they do? Would Chopper, Nami, and Usopp really, at this moment, when they're definitely not needed, like, be like, yeah, I'm going to jump out? Really? Think about it.
I know, I'm just memeing, but it's just funny. It's just funny.
I just heard some Usopp blasphemy, and I had to fucking correct it.
Bro, I'm blaspheming Usopp right now. I'll blast him in his bed.
Also, like, let's not forget hockey blooms in the battlefield. You know, that's been a big theme of the last like couple years of One Piece, and I have a feeling that just like he got the beginning kind of like notions of his hockey in Dressrosa when he had to make that shot, otherwise everything was fucked. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna happen again. You're gonna have a moment in Onigashima where it's like, this shot is integral. If I don't make this, we're fucked. You know, some sort of huge moment like that, and then it's gonna boom, it's gonna click, and he's gonna have it. You know?
Yeah.
No. Go ahead.
No, I get it. Definitely, for sure.
Also, though, just to finish my point that I started a little bit earlier, though, like, don't forget about the roles of the crew. You know what I mean? Like, just like people want to be like, oh, they're useless, blah blah blah. They wouldn't be at this island if it wasn't for Nami. None of them would be alive if it wasn't for Chopper, okay? And, you know, Usopp's Usopp. Usopp has his moments.
Mega oof.
I think Usopp's there for moral support and long-range enemies, like you said earlier.
Yeah. Although
I will say, you know, I have to criticize my boy. Usopp, last chapter, when they were long-range cannoning, that should have been your moment, bro. You should have pulled out the fucking Kabuto. That's right. You should have done something there. Jinbei outshowed him there.
Well, yeah. Man, Usopp's taking L's, man. Holy shit.
Well, hey, man, you know how this goes. You read enough manga. You got to take a lot of L's before you get your W.
That's true. The
more L's you take, the more sweet that W will be.
Unless Usopp never gets a W this arc.
Nah, he will. No way. It's coming.
All right, bro.
But also, like, just all of those action panels leading up to that double-page spread of them sitting there. That, first, I know I say this a lot, that is the most wallpaper-ass thing I've ever seen in my life. I am so hyped to see that. Like, is that not just such a beautiful panel of them just chilling? I loved it.
Got it. I'm so happy somebody cropped that, because I already copped it.
Yeah, that shit's gonna be a wallpaper. I'm waiting for someone to do like a good coloring of it, and I'm gonna make my wallpaper.
Because I copped, because I know, I don't know if you saw that that post, that tweet that I tweeted out, but
what was it?
It's the tweet about how like the meatheads. Like I copped like all three of those panels that they were showing.
I don't think I saw it.
It had like the Thriller Bark part. It had like
Oh, are you talking about the? Yeah, I told you about that tweet. The tweet where it's like, this is the monster trio is an antiquated concept. Now we're looking at the meatheads or whatever.
Yeah, I copped that tweet. I copped those shits, bro.
Yeah, dude, and I love that. I had no idea how consistent he was in that. Or like, that's crazy that like all throughout the series, there's been moments with this particular group, obviously minus Brook and Jinbei here. This group here, I love that, and it makes sense. It's less about like strong and weak, and more about like who's willing to just throw themselves into danger and who's not.
Oh yeah.
You want to talk about Zoro's new ability he's unlocked? The ability to sniff out booze.
Booze.
Bro, some people were like, bro, new observation hockey for Zoro.
We all knew he had that though. That's like Luffy's more proof that they're best friends. Luffy can sniff out food, he can sniff out booze.
That's an omega stretch, but my guy.
Nah, bro. Look at it. He's
omega stretch.
You see, why are you hating on the facts right now?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I get it, bro. Oda clearly has proven to be on my side when it comes to
the age-old debate.
When it comes to Luffy and Zoro best friendship.
Listen,
right now.
Put in the comments. I think we've had this discussion many times. I don't remember if I've asked the comments though. Your thoughts on who is, if Luffy? I mean, obviously Luffy would never make the decision. He would probably he'd cop out and say some bullshit. But like, dive into Luffy's head. Who does he consider a better friend, Usopp or Zoro? This is not a fucking co-captain, blah, 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 blah. Who would he rather hang out with? Come on. Think about it.
So think about, like, you know how Roger left the crew and went to go talk to Whitebeard? If all said and done, 10 years down the path, blah, 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 we found One Piece, whoop-de-doo-dah, hooray, who is the first person Luffy's going to see once their crew disbands? Like, he's the first, he finally he's gonna die. He has maybe had like a month to live. Who is he going to see
Yeah,
first?
but do you know? So if Zoro is the Whitebeard in this scenario, you know who Rayleigh is? Fucking Usopp. And we saw in the fucking Odin flashback, he very tearful goodbye with Rayleigh before Whitebeard. On the way to Whitebeard, he had his tearful. Yes, he did. That was on the way to Whitebeard. Go back and reread.
If we do that, then because Law would be Whitebeard.
No, first of all, Law's gonna be dead. So I hate to break it to you.
No, it's not dying. You think I'm sorry? I will stop reading
for a
One
week,
Piece.
Right?
I will stop reading One Piece.
That's my favorite thing.
I'm going to be hurt. Like, you think I'm joking? I will be hurt.
Yo, that video, it's gonna be such a good video. Like, by the way, if that happens, you best be sus as fuck. If I ever say, "Oh, Thurman, hold off on reading for a second. I gotta record before you hit the last page or some shit," you best be sus as hell if I ever get your like live reaction.
Bro, it's not happening. There's no way. Like, that's garbage. It's not done.
Speaking of your boy Law, let's go into Law being an omega genius right now. 6-dimensional chess, okay? I am loving everything involving Law right now. My favorite part is that Law has now ascended to the next level of genius by incorporating the dumbassery of Luffy and Kid into the plan.
Oh, wow.
That's my favorite shit in the world. He's like, listen, guys, I've given up on making an actual plan. Hold on. I've given up on making an actual plan. Now the plan is going to incorporate how dumb Luffy is into the plan. That is genius. I was so happy to see that.
He kind of has to.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, the plan is, okay, we're going to have like 2 diversions. There's going to be a diversion and then another diversion. So they think the one diversion, they're only going to think that's the diversion. So yeah, diversion. And then we sneak around the back, I room you into the fucking castle, and then you slice Kaido while he's drunk, right? And what I love about that is that's just going to be so fun to see, because essentially you're going to have the samurai and the minks going around the corners. That's obviously diversion number 2. But diversion number 1 is going to be so fun, because you're going to have Luffy and his crew, Kid and his crew, just charging the front gate. I cannot wait. Literally, we're talking like knock, kick down the front door, we go in. Like, I love that.
Oh my god, because this is, I like how Oda did this too, because people were like, because what's his name, Denjiro was like, curses, Alfred didn't warn about the gate, blah 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 blah. We see the explosion, they're like, oh no, they're in trouble. We see them, Luffy and his crew just foderize them, and this is an example of what we are gonna see when
they just go in the front. Yeah, because essentially the front gate plan, it's not awful, because really the only people that are going to be threats to at least the captains, Kid and Luffy, are going to be the Calamities. Because, okay, you have the Calamities, you have Big Moms, probably like, so Smoothie and maybe like Parasparrow. Because Luffy struggled a bit with Parasparrow. Just because he was running away, obviously. So, like, there's maybe, like, a handful of people that could slow them down. But majority at the front gate, it's just going to be them wiping out fodder. You know what I mean? Until they get to, like, the Flying Six, the Calamities, the Sweet Commanders. Yeah. Good.
So, I mean, it's definitely going to be an interesting situation, because we still don't know where Big Mom's actual crew is, because we haven't seen them yet.
So we can assume that they've probably reconvened. Because,
probably.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Do you feel me? Because you message me, and we do say this a lot, but like legit though, feeling like old school One Piece. And what I mean by this is exactly what I was hoping for. And this chapter answered. It's like reaffirming the question that I was really wondering, which was, once Oda gets into the Onigashima stuff, is he gonna slow the pace down a bit and let us enjoy it? And I think he is, and it makes me very happy to see. You feel me on that?
Yeah.
Because like, what does this remind you of? The beginning of Enies Lobby. Like, you remember when they were charging Enies Lobby, they had the gate with the giants, and then they had to go through the plaza, and then they had to get through that, like, the judge guy with the 3 heads, and then they had to get to the bridge, and then they had to cross the bridge and get into the building, Tower of Justice, or whatever the fuck it was called, and then that was where they had each long individual fight with all of Enies Lobby, or CP9. There was this slow, drawn out going into it, and that's what this feels like. We're like, Law's laying out the plan. I love that. Like, it's just, This is so exciting. I've been so excited to see this, and it's so hype, man. Like it feels like Oda's really gonna like slow down, draw out the fights now, and like really let us enjoy it now that we're here at Onigashima.
I agree, and especially it's really dope because everything's finally coming together. Now we've gotten the big ass flashback that the arc usually gives us. Now it's time for action. It's just everything because it feels like the arc is ending and it's not even close to being over.
Bro, a year minimum.
Like, ooh, shit, sorry, hiccups. I hate them.
You know, Corona, bro, it's happening.
So, but it's just so good because there's still more. We're still ready for breakfast. More. It's like, it's so good. Oda is flexing right now.
Remember, too, Dressrosa was like 4 years long, and there's no way this is going to be shorter than Dressrosa. So,
oh my god, it's so good.
And like, think about who's probably gonna, like. This is something that we have to keep reminding ourselves of. This initial attack will almost undoubtedly, certainly fail.
Oh yeah.
Like, you realize what's going to happen here. There's going to be this big, long thing. They're going to go in. There's going to be a huge, probably like a half a year at least of manga devoted to this one initial attack here. And then it's going to fail tremendously. We're probably going to have a couple deaths. And we're going to have like your basically Saboti moment where everyone's like, fuck, we just got absolutely demolished. You know what I mean? And then they're going to have to reconvene somehow and figure out what they're going to do. And so, like, yeah, we are nowhere near.
I can definitely see that.
100%. No way. Like, this is Kaido we're talking about. And keep in mind, that's a thing that Oda likes to do. But it's going to be done on a grander scale this time because, remember, like, think back to like the Crocodile fight with Luffy and Crocodile. Like, how many times did Crocodile fucking beat Luffy before he came back and beat Crocodile? You know. So, like, that's what I'm expecting to see. With this, but on a much grander scale, like armies and armies falling at the feet of Kaido. Because keep in mind, we haven't talked about this enough because we've been distracted by Oden, we've been distracted by Jinbei. Big Mom and Kaido are still in a goddamn alliance.
Yep.
Terrifying. That is the force that the Marines were talking like. That is, they in an alliance, two Yonko in an alliance are strong enough to they could take over the whole fucking world, probably. Yeah, I mean, like, because remember, like, Yonkos are ridiculous. And, like, I think easily they could just, like, they're unstoppable. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's just, there's no way in hell. I'm sorry. Your rinky-dink, you got Law's crew, Kid's crew, Luffy's crew. You got 4,000 plus samurai. You got Jinbei. You got, the heavy hitters on each respective crew. It's not enough, man. I'm sorry. Like, I ain't seeing it. You got to bring in. And I'm hoping, I want to see the Marines get involved. I want to see the CP9 get involved. CP0 now. I want like, we're talking Smash Brothers Ultimate. Everyone is here. I want it.
Everyone is here.
Okay, seriously though. And I did steal that joke a little bit from King of Lightning because he was talking about like hypothetical ways to beat Kaido. But, like, legit, he was like, one of the only ways I could see happening, if not for, like, trickery or, like, like, one of the big theories, I'm sure you've heard of this, is Law uses his fruit to, like, because, like, hypothetically speaking, if you can give someone immortality with Law's fruit, you could take it away. And since Kaido seems to have immortality, they're thinking Law uses his fruit, gives up his life to take away whatever Kaido's immortality is. That's one of the big theories.
I would like that. I would like that.
Yeah, that's like one of the big. I'm not. What do you think? What do you think I've been talking about? You think Kaido Law's just gonna get one shot? Or you think Law's gonna go out like Ace, bro? You think Law's gonna be like, what, are you talking bad about Corazon, Kaido? Yo, wait a minute. Kaido's like, they're running away, and then Kaido's like, hey, Law, Trafalgar-kun. I heard Doflamingo tell me all about Corazon, that fucking idiot. What?
I can see kind of be like, hey, yo, Law, I have Corazon's fruit or some shit like that.
Oh, shit.
I can see that.
Law, you're looking a lot like Corazon with that dumb fucking feather boa.
But I'm just like, I don't think Law would.
No, I just wanted to we make fun of how dumb Ace's death is all the time. If your boy went out like Ace.
How Ace killed himself.
Just walks into the fist, yeah.
Oh my god, because it's just
now
like
I want to clarify because someone did say in the comments last time. Remember, Luffy was about to get hit, and then he jumped in the way of Luffy. But I don't think that would have happened if Ace didn't originally walk back.
no, yeah, that's what we're saying. Like
Yeah.
Luke Ace killed himself. Like, why would you let someone who literally convinced someone of your crew to stab your own captain to talk shit about? Like, you know,
He's a
Akanu is
manipulator.
yeah, he's a master manipulator. You know this, and you're like, oh my god, I'm not kidding. I'm talking shit. Like Ace is retarded.
I want to see what what's the guy that you share his videos a lot, but like he's the guy who always makes those videos like how people in anime be acting, how villains in anime be doing. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
Caleb something.
Oh yeah, Caleb City, Mighty Keith, and
yeah, well, I want one of them to make a video like just how Ace should have reacted. Like, nah, fuck you, mother. What the fuck? You think I'm coming back? I need it.
Bro, like that's actually so funny. I'm gonna recommend that video to one of them.
And if they don't make it, like, I mean, just one of us, we should just cosplay and do that video.
Bro, what if I did this video and I was like, and I tagged them on Twitter and be like, hey, Mighty Keith, Griffey, and Caleb City.
Do it, bro. Like, give them a timestamp. Here, a timestamp, 26 minutes, bro. That'd be great.
Yo, so RCD rule. Oh, bro, I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Amazing. Let's see here. No, I also am. I forgot to mention this earlier. I'm so happy that he included Robin though, because like again, Oda does have this history of like, it feels like he's been leaving Robin out of like the high intensity fights as of late. So good to see her just destroying. So that was great. And then I want to talk about. Oh yeah. So they hold off on the toast. They were about to do the toast for Jinbei, and they hold off on it. I've heard some theories. Some people that think it's a mighty sus that they're holding off on the toast, and that raises some death flags for Jinbei. Right, because once you do the toast, it's official, right? So like,
yeah. So it's probably like before he can even get to it. What's I'm talking about? Like he dies, sort of thing.
Yeah, that seems. I mean, that was a theory I've been hearing. Yeah.
I would be really upset if Jinbei did die. Who do you think would kill him though?
I gotta think. I don't know if he has any like personal. Let me think. Well, I mean, obviously, he worked for Big Mom for a while because Big Mom like enslaved Fishman Island for a long time. Make the candy for my protection, yada yada. I'm trying to think. Parosparrow's going to be the carrot fight, like because obviously he's kind of responsible for Pedro's death, and yes, I know Pedro's responsible for his own death, but whatever. I don't know. I'm just thinking of like different people. I'm not too sure. It's just that's kind of a thing I'm hearing. Maybe it doesn't necessarily have to be like a deep death. It's just I think Oda's gonna want a handful of deaths because again he has mentioned that this war that's about to happen is gonna make Marineford look like nothing. He said that. That's a mighty, mighty big claim. So
there's gonna be some deaths going around.
Exactly. I think this is gonna be the arc where Oda takes the kid gloves off and he says, I may not be typically known for. I'm not one of the mangaka that just kill people left and right, but now may be the time. Now may be the time to step into his inner Togashi.
Inner Togashi.
I mean, there's plenty of people to kill. You got all the minks and all this. I mean, like you're gonna have plenty of scrub samurai, obviously, but like, it's wipe out a couple of the scabbards. It's whatever.
Just spray. What'd you say in the
Just spray and pray a couple of the kids away.
spray the kids away. Pray some pirates.
Pray away the kids. I've watched that video too many times. That's our channel trailer we're referencing, by the way.
A new one's coming out eventually when they decide to do it.
Yeah, I mean, when I have... See, here's the problem now. I have, like, 700 clips of David and I. None of us. So you have to send me some.
I'm pretty sure I sent you some.
No, I'm pretty sure you said... I ain't looking through all them videos.
No. I don't
have them, so...
I didn't say that.
You told me. All right, wait, we ain't getting into it.
Yeah, well, I'll do all that. But so now finally, Kaido's
the
son,
end, bro.
Kaido's son.
All right, Katakuri. I don't care how fiction-y it is. I want
looking at their shoes, I see one Whammon.
Yeah.
And
just to clarify, that's the Toby Robo. That's the Flying Six, right? So this was very quickly mentioned. It was around the time Sanji fought Page 1, so you may have forgotten. But essentially, that's, besides the Calamities, that's the 6th strongest. I don't remember what it's the ones with like. And I believe they all have Animal Devil fruits. Because this is the group that Drake is in. You know, X Drake.
Yeah.
T-Rex boy. Who technically not a T-Rex, some like offshoot of it. But yeah, so this is kind of like his group below the Calamities, right? So like kind of like, I guess the best example would be like with Broke Works, you had like Mr. 1 through 5 would be like the Calamities, and then Mr. 5 through 10 would be like these boys, right? So this is like Kaido's 2nd strongest group. And obviously Drake is in there, and Drake's no pushover. I feel like Drake could give like, you know, I mean, we saw, I'm trying to think. Yeah, oh, and Hawkins is in there too, isn't he? Or is that a different one? I'm trying to remember now.
I don't remember if he's
Is Hawkins just there? Is he in a group? I don't remember. But, you know, I mean, like, it's kind of implied that, roughly speaking, all of the supernovas are on a semi-equal tier, right? Besides maybe, like, Luffy and Kid, and, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, point being, this group is, you know, because I think that there tends to be this attitude among One Piece fans, now that we're in post-time skip, like, to kind of scoff, like, you know, we're post-time skip now, boys. Anything below, you know, commander level, you know what I mean? But, like,
yeah.
My point is, I think they are going to be at least worthwhile. I think the Flying Six may be there to give, like, the lower levels of the crew some fights, right? So, like, I think the Flying Six is going to be good to give, like, you know, your Sanjis, your Brooks, your, you know, like, kids men, like, Killer, you know, Beppo, Sachi, Penguin, like, Law's right-hand men, you know, basically not the captains, but the people below captains. I think that's going to be a good fights for them, whereas the captains are focusing on the Calamities and the Sweet Commanders, and eventually Kaido. So, yeah, that's how I see this.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to meet them because, I mean, like, Oda is portraying them with some drip right now. Like that's a lot more drip than I expected. Like, just the guy with the shoes in the front. I mean, they looking kind of cool, and it's just their feet. They walk with a sense of drip, I guess.
Confident.
Yeah.
Confident style.
Drip.
Drip.
Drip. I'm surprised. Is there? I feel like there's probably a character in One Piece named Drip.
Really? Oh.
There's a character in One Piece named Everything, bro. There's like 1,000 characters.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there is! Yo, I was fucking kidding, bro. You want to know who Drip is, bro?
Who's Drip? Let me see it.
You remember in Sabaody Archipelago, right after they came back from the time skip, the fake Straw Hat crew?
Yeah.
The fake Sanji was named Drip.
Really? Oh my God.
Yeah, he had so much drip. You want to know why he had so much drip? Because he was fucking faking Sanji.
Oof.
Here you go.
Nice reach there, boy.
Look.
His name was actually Drip. Wow, Oda is with the times.
And that was like 2013.
Oh, wow.
Drip!
So you telling me that Oda created the word drip before drip was actually a thing? My God. The man's a monster.
That's why we call him Goda, bro. There's a reason we put the G in front of the name.
It's so interesting to me.
I'm telling you, literally the only reason I was like, oh, there's probably someone named Drip is because there's so many characters. There's a character named Carrot. There's a character named Chiffon. There's a character named you know, like there's every fucking name you could probably ever think of. Just sounded like something he'd name his character.
Yeah, named his character Drip.
Yeah, more things to talk about though. Okay, so we have the numbers. Remember that when they were first showing up, the numbers are like the big giant motherfuckers that were walking in the background. Queen was like, "Oh God, I have to drink with them. I hate drinking with them." And like we see a little scene of that. Apparently, they're dropping their barrels and shit. So I'm still excited to see the numbers. I forgot we still have them to deal with, these fucking giants.
They look kind of. Oh no, one of them's right there. I was like, wait a minute, they're supposed to be bigger.
Well, I imagine it doesn't necessarily mean that they're. Oh, sorry. That could either be a small one, or he could be like a lot further away from the window.
Oh, because I'd be disappointed if the motherfuckers weren't big. When we saw them bitches, they're supposed to be huge.
No, I'm sure they're huge. I'm sure they're huge. Because, I mean, look you see how big the fucking skull is?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm sure they're pretty big. We'll see. Because I agree with you. They should be, like, ridiculously big. Also, Orochi, he's already pervin. He's drunk, and he's, like, diddling some ladies. Okay, so, and Big Mom, we're gonna have a Big Mom Wano design. That's kind of exciting. She's gonna be in a kimono and shit. But the big thing is Kaido's son here. What do you think?
I don't know. And we see Big Mamu changing into her kimono there.
Yeah.
I just realized that there's a lady literally standing on something to fix her.
Oh yeah, she big.
That's really funny.
Bro, I love the size differences of the characters in this series. Have you seen, there's a screenshot from one of the video games where it's like Tashigi standing next to Aokiji standing next to Katakuri. Have you seen that picture?
No.
Bro, I gotta find it. Because like Tashigi is like the size of a normal human, like one of us.
Uh-huh.
Aokiji, the Ice Admiral, he's like twice that size. And then Katakuri's like ridiculous. Because Katakuri's canonical height, I believe, is 16 feet. Think about that for a second. Because I'm 6'3". Double that is 12 something. And then like add another like 4 feet on that, and that's like Katakuri.
That's what Oda loves, making these characters large as shit.
I love it so much. Katakuri Aoki. I wonder if I can find that fucking picture, man. One Piece. It's so good. It's such a good comparison. Please tell me if I can find it. Damn it. Oh, I want it. I'm gonna have to find it later. No, I want it. I found it all over Twitter.
I want you to.
Well, so yeah, I guess I hope it's Katakuri. I know that's dumb to some people, but that would do a lot of cool things. One, Katakuri Wano design. Just imagine that for a second. Katakuri in a kimono. He would rock it so well. You know he would, and he would look fucking awesome.
In a kimono?
Yeah, well, like Katakuri Wano design, right? So, like, yeah, like, he'd get a design change, and it would be, like, his Wano look, and I think that would be amazing.
I agree with that.
Two, I think that would be so hype on so many levels. Hold on, I got a cough. Okay, so many levels that'd be hype on. One is you'd have a kind of like a faded, either if Oda doesn't want to take the time to do a rematch, it could be like a Kobe style, like when Kobe and Luffy interacted in Marineford, it was like 2 seconds. Like, you know, if it has to be a moment where they see each other, they almost clash, but they don't, that's fine. But like, to me, the big thing here is that I think Katakuri, from what we saw in the last arc, he's having kind of a moment here where he's realizing that he doesn't really like being subservient to his mom, because his mom's kind of a bitch and does not run. He clearly doesn't appreciate them. You know what I mean? And like, can you imagine for a second the moment where Katakuri sees that Luffy and company are coming in, and and Katakuri is like, maybe I'm on the wrong side. Maybe I'm gonna switch sides.
Katakuri, no.
Katakuri joins the party.
He likes his siblings too much.
What?
He likes his siblings too much.
No.
Yes.
No.
Like, he loves his siblings.
He likes his siblings so much that he wants them to be free from their tyrannical, horrifying mother that eats them alive when she's mad at them.
No.
Yes. What do you know? Bro, go back and read the fucking... literally, go back and reread, like, his flashback. And, like, his whole thing was that he was so fucking, like, self-conscious about, well, originally, obviously, he was like, fuck it, I don't care what you guys think of me, but then he realized that, like, bullying was so rampant, so that they attacked his sister just because of how his mouth looked, and they called him a freak. Now, if you read between the lines a little bit, you realize that it's kind of Big Mom that's been fostering that environment, because Big Mom was horribly rude and bullied the hell out of Pudding for her third eye. Do you remember that? She was like, ugh, keep that third eye covered. I can't stand to look at it. So I personally headcanon that Big Mom probably does the same thing with Katakuri. Like, keep that fucking hideous jaw covered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I personally think, and remember, like, that was a big moment that he had with Luffy. When he removed it, Luffy didn't think any differently of him. He literally did not change a single thing about how he acted towards Katakuri, because that's Luffy in a nutshell. Luffy doesn't care about dumb shit like appearance. Luffy respected the hell out of Katakuri, and Katakuri respected the hell out of him. So I'm just saying, imagine a cool moment where Katakuri realizes, like, I can't let this crew die, you know what I mean? Because, like, he has this moment of respect for him. I just think that'd be cool. I want to see, like, there's no way this series ends without Katakuri and Luffy fighting on the same side at some point. They had such a fucking moment in that fucking fight.
Is that your headcanon, my good sir?
Mm-hmm. Well, the other one, too, is, like, I mean, talk to Joy Boy's been getting a lot of flack, because Joy Boy legitimately thinks that eventually Big Mom's going to become an ally anyway, because Big Mom, you know, like, again, her whole island was saved because of Sanji. Like, let's not forget.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it.
I think that eventually there's going to be a moment that gives them hope. This first run through, they're going to get fucking destroyed. But there's going to be a moment that gives them hope, and I think that moment of hope may be the Big Mom pirates reconsidering. I think Big Mom may have an argument with Kaido that makes tensions, or like that makes the what's the word? The fucking alliance. Jesus Christ, I couldn't think of that word. I think there's going to be something that makes the alliance break down, and I don't know if Big Mom herself will go over and help the Straw Hats, or just Katakuri is like, hey guys, I'm a free agent now. I just
we'll see. That's interesting, because something like that does happen, and it's going to be interesting to see what the underlying cause of it would be and the underlying effect. Because if all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, you know, now that Big Mom switched sides, like, where do we go from here, type thing, right? Yeah. So I'm curious to see how well it ends up being, because if we officially kind of get that sort of shift in direction, that means that my boy Lost not gonna die.
We'll see.
Also, because I honestly think maybe like Big Mom or someone from the Big Mom Pirates would be kill Jinbei. I don't really think someone from Kaido's crew would kill Jinbei.
Well, I think if Jinbei's gonna die, it might just be a thing where maybe like, because like obviously we were talking about how she couldn't get any of Jinbei's lifespan because he wasn't like scared, so she couldn't use his power or her power against him. But maybe a situation happened where, you know, Big Mom was going to murder his entire crew, and he willingly let her take some of his lifespan in order to let the crew go away.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, so I mean, it could be something like that, where Jinbei's got this one arc to help them, and then he dies because Oda doesn't want to commit to actually getting us another Straw Hat.
I mean, he gave us Carrot.
Yeah, and then Carrot replaces Jinbei. And then all the fucking Jinbei stands are extra butthurt.
I could see that happening.
That'd be beautiful. And then all those memes, like, how dare you stood where he stood.
I can see the post now. Oh my god, Oda's such a fucking furry confirmed. Killing off one of the best written characters for a fucking bunny.
Literally, King of Lightning won't stop being, like, every time she's in, because you notice how she keeps being in all these panels with the Straw Hats, like when they're reuniting with Jinbei and hugging Jinbei. Everyone's like, oh, why is Carrot there? Is Oda confirming some shit? King of Lightning, every time there's a great panel, and then Carrot's in there, he's like, ugh.
Like, she's not even that bad of a.
I love Carrot.
Like,
she wiped the fucking floor with some of the Big Mom pirates when she went too long.
Bro, do you know that all that bullshit is just because people don't like furries? That's why. Because it's the same reason why people won't watch Beastars, because it's like, it's such a furry.
It's like legitimately good too. Speaking of that, go and watch the video I did with Kid Otaku over on his channel.
Like, I won't fucking watch and read Beastars because it's furries and all this extra shit. Wow. I'm just like, Oh my god! watching anthropomorphic animals does not mean you want to fuck them. That's not how that works.
Did all the kids that fucking had their parents take them to Zootopia, are they all furries now?
Like I'm seeing like a bunch of people like the new TMNT comics is just a furry trap. Like, so you're telling me that a series that was created for mutated turtles is fury trapping now? Oof.
Listen, oh my god, I can't even with these people. It's just like I have nothing to say. They're just dumb.
it's so cringe because it's just like anthropomorphic animals have been a fucking thing in fiction for years, like in the 60s.
And Mickey Mouse, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck. You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of like fragile masculinity dudes, like dudes that are like, I'm not gonna hug another guy. That means I'm gay. Like I can't even read something with anthropomorphic animals because now I'm a furry. I'm sorry. If you act like that, it means you're worried you're gonna become one. I know how this goes. So like this is the truth with anything, right? If you're straight and you won't make gay jokes or maybe like be close physically with a guy friend, it's because you're worried that you're going to become gay. It's that's like deep in your psyche, because straight people that are comfortable with the fact that they're straight are going to be huggy and are going to make gay jokes. Same thing if you're a Christian and you like I won't talk to atheists. I don't even want to fucking interact with them. It's because you're not confident in your faith. You think that like 2 conversations from your atheist friend is going to convert you to atheism. You only act that way when you're not confident in your own beliefs. So you have to like literally isolate yourself into a bubble. You're scared you're going to become a furry by reading Beastars. It's ridiculous. Anyone that acts like that is super not confident in themselves and their I don't know, ideology.
In their ideology, yeah.
Their ideology of not being a furry. Strong stuff.
It's just people worry too much about certain things. Like, bro, like chill out. And even it's not that big of a deal.
Let's say you are a furry. Who cares? just I mean, don't go out in public in like cum stained fucking fursuits. But other than that, do your thing.
Yeah.
Like I'll be honest, I was a little jarred when I saw like legitimate furries just like like in like genuine fursuits at my con. I took a step back. I was like, all right, like, clear the way. We're talking Shanks Whitebeard style. Like those who are not powerful enough, step back. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, this is when you, because back to my con here, we saw a bunch of furries. My little cousin was like, oh my god, look at those furries. I'm like, bro, let them do their thing.
Yeah. Like, well, I'm sure everyone has guilty pleasures, man. If you want to fuck an animal, just don't actually fuck an animal, though. Just do it in your fiction. There are good outlets for things that you shouldn't do in real life in fiction. It's the beauty of fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, what a great lesson. But yeah, no,
and
I don't know.
I'll give this chapter.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
All right, now before we piece though, just like obviously there are other theories. Katakuri is just my fan fiction-y one. Also, if Katakuri is his son, that would also mean that Oven and Daifuku are as well, because they're triplets. Keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
But and they do kind of look like him. Just to, go back and look at their designs, but I don't know. I've heard one of the theories I've heard, and I'm curious in your thoughts on this. It's the kind of the one Tekking's been running with, is that his son is actually dead, and he died a long time ago. But whenever Kaido gets really drunk, he forgets.
What basis does he have to go off of
The basis there is that we need a reason for why he's a drunk and why he's clearly a sad drunk. And that would be the basis there. And then that would kind of tie into like his eventual sad backstory.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. Kaido wants to die. Maybe his son's dead, but he can't die and he wants to join him.
That makes sense, but I'm going to hold
There's
off.
There's not enough evidence for sure. It's just a crack. We don't have enough evidence for any theory really at this point, other than maybe Katakuri.
That's interesting, though. That's actually really creative.
Right.
Yeah. That's actually really creative, so.
All right, well, that was a very fun One Piece. That is one of my favorite One Piece chapters in a long time. The next One Piece chapter actually drops on my birthday, April 26th. So, here we go. If Katakuri walks in on my birthday, Oda is going to make me a very happy boy. He's legit, by the way. We're talking, you want to talk, I sat down and thought about this. I don't know why it took me this long to realize it, but I was like, what's my top 3 favorite One Piece characters? And it's always been, Sanji, Usopp, Usopp Sanji, but I'm like, what's number 3? What's number 3? It's fucking Katakuri, obviously.
Katakuri.
Love this man. It's just like, oh, he's so good. Like, I don't know how he made. It's because it's not even like one of those things where it's just because it's the current arc. Like, man, his character is so good. Like, he was such a lovable dude. And I think the big thing for Katakuri was that normally, like, I fall in love with a character easier if it's like through the form or through the medium of anime, because then you have the voice and you can see them moving and stuff. I fell in love with him just through manga. Like, I didn't even need the anime. I didn't need to see him moving. The manga alone, just reading his text, he's just that good. Either way, that's my push for I want me my headcanon Kaido as Kaido's son, Katakuri. Give it to me. And then also, like, think about how cool that is, because then you kind of have like Luffy kind of fought like a mini Kaido last arc, if you think about it.
Man, we've got to wait and see, bro.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be, because Oda has a way of subverting and being like, you thought it was this? Just kidding. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'm sure it'll be cool.
You thought it was Katakuri, but it was me.
Dio! Yep, yeah. Dio is Katakuri's son. Hold on. Dio is...
Ooh. I mean, Katakuri is stronger than Dio, besides the whole time stuff.
So you say Katakuri versus Dio in a death battle? You saying Katakuri wins?
I mean, besides the time stuff.
Well, I mean, you have the time stop on Dio's end, and then you have future predictability on Katakuri's end, so it'd be a beautiful little cancel out. Well, I guess with that piece on that question.
Peace.